So I just got done watching season 2, episode 5 of the PITT 11 a.m. and I am most worried about Dr. Robbie and Dr. Langdon. In this episode, Dr. Robbie was snapping his gloves and snapping at people, and I really think it meant something. And also, are we about to witness Dr. Langdon, who's only been back at work for about 5 hours after being gone at rehab for about 10 months? Are we about to witness 2 of his patients die on his watch? And what messaging is the PITT trying to send us around Dr. Langdon if he does lose 2 of those patients? Is he effing up? Is he just not ready to be back at work? We need to talk about it. But before I get started, let me introduce myself if you're new here. And if you're not new here, welcome back. My name is Brandy. And I realize that you could be on any channel in the world, but you're right here with me. And I really do appreciate that. So please go ahead and like this video. It really does help the channel out and I greatly appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy watching TV show reviews and also movie reviews. Now overall, it was a pretty good episode, but I do see people online saying that season 2 seems a lot slower than season 1 and that they aren't as excited to keep watching as they were with season 1. For instance, they aren't closing out the storylines. We haven't seen Baby Jane Doe in a few episodes and they're dragging the Louis situation out as well. But I will say that I have never seen a bad episode of the PITT. Now, this episode did have a lot of different storylines circulating like we see in every episode. But today I want to focus on 5 key storylines that intrigued me the most, first off. But secondly, these particular storylines are setups for future episodes. Now, the first storyline that I'm sure will haunt me months down the line is with Debbie, the waitress with the flesh-eating bacteria that traveled from her foot all the way up to her leg. Not only am I shocked at how quickly things escalated, but I'm shocked at how the medical staff was handling this emergency. When I tell you, I was shocked that Dr. Robbie, Dr. Langdon, none of the medical staff honestly told Debbie how serious her situation was. They did not tell her that her leg may be amputated and that she may pass away. And I do think they should have gave her that courtesy because she deserved to make a phone call to let somebody know to come up to the hospital and advocate for her. She had her cell phone right there. I'm sure if she knew that it was that serious, she would have called her mom, her husband, boyfriend, somebody up there to come be with her. But no, this lady is sitting there just thinking about how she needs to go back to work. Now, I know that they probably just wanted to keep her calm in that situation. But again, if she could have just called a family member, that might make all the difference in the world. But I do love the way that Robbie snapped his gloves off and grabbed the phone and talked to her boss. Now, Dr. Robbie was acting a bit crazy on this episode, a bit unhinged. I am glad that he spoke to her boss on her behalf. However, I don't know if he had to take it that far and mention a lawsuit and everything. But now when this lady does go back to work, if she's lucky enough, that is, now she has to deal with the blowback of her boss being mad at her because her doctor cussed him out. Also within Debbie's storyline, the way Robbie was treating Dr. Langdon was unhinged. I really feel as though he wants Langdon to have made a mistake. He is questioning Langdon excessively. He doesn't want Langdon to do certain things. I mean, come on, Robbie. Do you want blood on Langdon's hands? But hopefully Robbie did save the day by slicing open Debbie's leg. I mean, the trauma surgeons were dragging their feet, taking their time. And I was really shocked that Garcia insisted that this young lady needed a CT scan. Dr. Robbie was like, listen, we're going to do a still pan scan. And the way he sliced that leg open and the dishwater like water started coming out like a river. Oh my God. I was like, Robbie is going rogue. I thought that Robbie was damn near about to do the surgery himself. Now, the second storyline that intrigued me and that saddened me was the cliffhanger of Louis flatlining. And they have been dragging out this storyline for a few episodes. We see all of the foreshadowing. We knew that something bad was going to happen to Louis. Now, will Louis make it or not? We don't know just yet. But whose fault is this? Why would Louis be flatlining? I mean, he came in there for a tooth abscess, and we know that that could give you heart complications. But why did it go this far? And is this something else that they are going to blame Langdon for? Although Whitaker is technically the doctor on record, Langdon has been involved in Louis' care on this visit as well. So I just think it's another situation where if something does happen, Langdon is going to be blamed. But I do think this whole Louis situation will finally bring Dr. Langdon and Dr. Robbie close together. And that beer, Dr. Robbie was about to give Louis a beer, which I'm not mad at all. But listen, what is going to happen now that he flatlined and that beer is right there? I'm like, that looks pretty unethical, or any of the other staff members going to say anything? What's going to happen with that can of beer? And the third storyline that really had me in my feelings involves Roxy. Roxy is the mom that has 2 children, a very loving husband, and she came to the pit because she fell after having a seizure. And Roxy, she has advanced lung cancer, and she's in hospice at home, and her death doula came to the hospital as well. And I knew absolutely nothing about death doulas until seeing this episode. But when Roxy finds out that when she goes back home that she has to have extra equipment to assist her, equipment such as a shower chair, a wheelchair to get around, you can tell that she is over it, and maybe she just doesn't want to be here anymore. And I saw a lot of people say this online as well, that this storyline is going to be about choosing to end your life under the doctor's care. So instead of Roxy choosing to have time left, I believe that they say she only has a few weeks left to live anyway. I think that she just wants to go peacefully right now to the pearly gates. And if she does make that decision, it's going to be very sad to see that on the next episode when she has that conversation with her husband, because her husband seems so loving, so doting, like he would do anything for his wife to keep her here longer. And if she wants to go sooner than her time is actually up, I don't know how he's going to handle that. And the fourth storyline that'll probably come back and resurface in a very negative way is Santos being extremely behind in her charting. I believe they say that she's 20 charts behind, and Dr. Al suggesting that she use the AI app to get on track with her charting. And it's just ironic that Dr. Alashimi is the one who told Santos that if she doesn't catch up on her charting, that she will have to redo her second year of residency. And it's also Dr. Alashimi that's now telling her, hey, you could use the AI app to get ahead. And I'm like, okay, is this the setup? Did you just want Santos forced into using the AI app? Is she getting some type of kickback or something? And I love how Robbie interjected and he said, listen, we could use AI for our charting, but once we increase productivity and get faster with our charting, all the hospital is going to expect is that we take on more patients. And Dr. Al made a good point as well. Like, listen, I'm just trying to get home to my son. I don't want to be here after hours charting. So both doctors have a valid point on why they would use AI or not use AI. But I do think that Santos, she's going to go ahead and use the AI app, but somehow it's going to come back to haunt her. She's not going to use it the right way, and it's not going to be accurate, and it's going to come back to bite her in the butt later on. Now, the fifth storyline, well, not really storyline, but storylines within this episode just exhibit Dana behaving like a queen. Dana really might be the MVP of the ER room. We see her in 3 separate situations on this episode proving that. For one, she's having a conversation with Nurse Hastings, and Nurse Hastings is being messy and trying to gossip about Dr. Robbie. She's saying to Dana, like, he might go on his sabbatical, but I know that he probably won't last more than 4 weeks. If he does, no more than 7 weeks max. And she goes on to say that Robbie hates being alone, that he can't even sleep with the TV off. And Dana checked her like, listen, I don't really think I needed to know all of that. And I love Dana for that. Because one thing about me, I hate workplace gossip. Please don't come to me and gossip about somebody else that we work with. Keep that messy stuff away from me. And that's exactly what Nurse Hastings was being. She was being very messy. And also, I loved Dana's professionalism with handling Santos. Santos kept complaining about how she was behind on her charting, but Dana was not trying to hear it. She was still trying to work with Santos just a bit, but she's like, listen, these patients come first. You're going to have to do your charting after hours. I also love the way Dana always tries to keep Robbie in check. When she peeped how Dr. Robbie was treating Dr. Langdon, how Robbie was being snarky and unprofessional, she's like, listen, either you're going to tell him that you think he messed up or not. Like, you guys need to kiss and make up. And she went on to tell him, like, listen, I think if you had that same case with Debbie, you would have did the exact same thing that Langdon did. So don't go thinking that he did something wrong where you would have did the same thing. Just saying, Dana was the MVP of this episode, in my opinion. But let me tell you, Dr. Robbie snapping his gloves this whole episode had me rolling. I really like when Robbie gets unhinged. I think it makes for really good TV. But in the real world, some of the stuff he does is unprofessional, but when he gets to snapping them gloves, boy, I tell you, you better move out of his way. But overall, this was a great episode that's setting up a lot of future storylines for us. Can't wait to hear more about Baby Jane Doe. But comment down below. Let me know what your favorite storyline of this episode was. Let me know know if you're enjoying season 2 as much as season 1. And I will see you on the next The Pitt review. You guys stay safe out there. Peace.